Check out Foxborough Rush, available on NESN as well. George and I talk about how the Patriots can learn from the Eagles in this Super Bowl run, a.k.a. copy or steal from the champs. Just saying. Check out Foxborough Rush. It's available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and wherever else you get your podcast. As for the business at hand, Boston has entered the chat. Yes, we have. Travis Thomas here with George Valecki. How you doing, my friend?
Doing good, my man. Doing good.
Well, it's good to be here with you and good to be here with all of you. As we always say, email us, thechat@nesn.com. We have to sift through those. I saw we have in our inbox, we have some new emails, so we'll get through that. Send us those. You can also tweet at us using the hashtag NESNChat as well. Coming up, we'll give you our top, let's call it 5 targets for the Patriots this offseason. We could go longer than that, but, you know.
You're lucky you guys capped me at 5.
Yeah, we got to cap
I go all day.
We only have but so much time here. Plus, George attempts to play matchmaker with Aaron Rodgers and a new team. I say George because I personally think Aaron Rodgers should just go to the woods where he wants to be, on a darkness retreat, listening to the Grateful Dead, taking a trip. That's where Aaron Rodgers should be.
I think he's so far off the reservation, like Grateful Dead doesn't do it for him. I really
Not hard
don't.
enough.
I think that's how far away he is.
Well, Craig Breslow's with us, and we'll hear from him about his expectations for the Red Sox. Thank God he's not that far off the reservation. All right, let's get into the Patriots offseason targets first. Now, here's a tweet from Drake May's burner.
I appreciate the dedication from Patriots fans to get A.J. Brown.
So for our viewing audience, you can see it's A.J. Brown in a patch uniform. For those of you just listening, it's A.J. Brown in a patch uniform. And I got to be honest, it looks good. I wish Drake May's burner could manifest that. I don't think it's going to happen, though. But
it's that 2019 draft that'll forever haunt them.
It will. That's well said.
It is just that they take N'Keal Harry 32.
Oh.
Deebo Samuel goes 36.
God.
36th. And then A.J. Brown goes 51st overall.
Oh, my God.
A top 3 wide receiver in the league.
That will
Belichick had him in for a workout. Didn't like how him and Deebo were laughing and having fun.
Yeah. Oh, imagine that. Having fun.
Imagine the college kids.
Right.
21, 22 years old. Having fun.
At a legendary
playing
franchise.
Sport.
Right.
So you went with N'Keal effing Harry.
Tom Brady as a quarterback.
And they wonder why Tom left.
Facts.
Well, the background on that is the best. You see the caption he put out on Instagram? He's not satisfied, A.J. Brown. He put, after a few days, I've had time to reflect on being a champion. I tried to feel everyone made it seem I would be being a champion. It was 2 days. I've never been a champion at the highest level before I thought my hard work would be justified by winning it all. It wasn't. My thrill for this game comes when I dominate. It's the hunt that does it for me. It's the DB dropping his head and surrenders because he can't F with me. The intense battles, early mornings, late nights, sacrifices. I love putting smiles on people's faces, don't get me wrong. But it just wasn't what I thought it would be. It's the journey I love the most.
Wow.
That's what makes someone great at their craft. Hey, that sounds like a player Mike Vrabel would want. But can't leave in Philly.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to happen.
Eagles ain't trading.
And to be honest, I mean, no shots here, but Vrabel had him, and he couldn't keep him when he had him before.
It wasn't Vrabel's fault he couldn't keep him.
That's why I said no shots, but technically he had him, and he couldn't keep him. But I tell you what, A.J. Brown's definitely got that dog in him. But
I just wanted to explain that so no one goes, why don't you have A.J. Brown number 1?
Well, it was Drake May's burner. I mean, to be fair. And Drake May would take him. He talked about it, if you remember the Pro Bowl. He talked about a lot of guys, but it was Drake May's burner, to be fair. Drake May didn't say that and actually tweet that. Now, as far as offseason targets go, let's give our top 5. And remember, we're not just talking free agents. We're not just talking draft. We're not just talking trading for a Myles Garrett or something like that, or a Micah Parsons. This is all-encompassing. This is cumulative. How would you get your top 5 targets to New England? Let's start with number 5, and then we'll work our way up to 1 to build suspense.
Okay. You want me to go 1?
Yeah, go 5.
Go 5 first. I'll go first. Jacoby Brissett. I had to do it to you. I had to do it. I'm joking. I was. When I tell you, I was about to walk off.
I know. My legs. Muscle memory was like, walk. My brain said, relax. He's just kidding. There's no way he's real. But my legs was ready to walk. You lucky I ain't listening
He's not
to my
real.
legs.
He's just messing with you. No, my actual number 5 in this, I'm going with a potential 3rd-round draft pick at wide receiver. Listen, hey.
What are we doing?
If you want me to go 5 to 1, It all makes sense when I get to one. Trust the process. Trust me, okay?
Fine.
Jaden Higgins. 6'3", 215 pounds at Iowa State.
Not
right?
T?
This is my fifth. I have T. Higgins here.
We got the whole Higgins family.
I could want Jaden Higgins. That is funny. I could want T. Higgins.
All right.
All right. 6'3", 215. Awesome release off the line of scrimmage. Gets separation at the top of his routes. He can be a really big slot or a good vertical outside receiver. Yep. Hey, great run blocker. Yep. Vicious hands. Okay. Does his way with that big catch radius. Savvy route runner. Smart receiver. Against his zone. Knows how to get open and doesn't run into trouble. That's what you want with the quarterback. Okay. And is a man beater. That's it. And guess what? He's a third-round pick. That's more of top 75, though. So, hey, trade back into the second you get him. Because I see him going 60 to 75 range.
All right.
He looked really good at the Senior Bowl, Trav.
You know,
he's a big receiver.
I'm a big name dude.
Okay. Yeah.
All five, spoiler alert, all five of mine are big names. In fact, this first one is a first-round pick, but I think you can trade back slightly and still get him. You probably have to stay in the top 10. I'm going to go Mason Graham. And one of the reasons why I love him is because I think you can move back slightly and still get him. You don't love him?
No. I don't like trade. If he's there at 4.
If he's there at 4, take him. Oh, no kidding.
He's blue chip. I like him being on your list. I love Mason Graham.
That doesn't feel too reachy.
No. You have a really big need.
All right. See, I have him for what it's worth. I think he's a top 10 pick.
I just don't want to get ahead, but like that's an Aaron Donald. And I'm not saying he is going to be an Aaron Donald, but that's franchise cornerstone, build a defense around him.
Yes.
That's why I like him at 4.
That's right. So
I like him number 5 on your list.
I like Graham 5 at my list because you could take him at 4 to assure you get him. I still think maybe slightly. I mean, I'm looking at the draft order here. So Jacksonville picks right after New England. The Raiders need a quarterback. So I feel like that's a team that maybe you could do business with. They move up to 4. Maybe you move back to 6.
Okay, I see your vision.
Jets are at 7. Panthers have a quarterback. They're at 8. Can you get them at 8? So there are some teams. There's some wiggle room there, I think, to get Mason Graham. He's 5 on my list.
But you don't want to go from 4 to 7.
Right.
And someone jumps up to 6.
Yeah, then you're screwed.
But I like it.
Then you're screwed. So Mason Graham's 5 on mine. Who's 4 on your list?
So I'm going D-line. I'm going NFL vet. Bryce Huff.
All right.
Letdown year with the Eagles. Wasn't good by any means. But he is a wide 9 spread it out defensive end. I'm going to say time and time again all offseason, that is what Terrell Williams wants with his defensive line. No more 3-4. It's going to be a 4-2-5 or some semblance of that. But 4 down defensive linemen, 2 defensive ends that line up outside of the offensive tackle and can be disruptors.
Yep.
If you have a Bryce Huff opposite of a fill-in-the-blank at defensive end, next to a Christian Barmore, maybe Keon White gets kicked inside because he was really good his rookie season playing in the B-gap.
He's versatile.
Dude, he's 290 too, man. You put more muscle on him.
He could just be a guy you move around.
If he plays well at 300, 305, exactly. But I like Bryce Huff, you're not going to have to give up a lot for him. Like, it could be a future draft pick. He didn't stand out against this packed Eagles defensive line.
Sure.
So I think you add a high-end defensive end for a low cost.
Okay, I like that. Another veteran, you're going veteran there. I have another youngster on my list. So I went Mason Graham. I'm going to go Abdul Carter.
Oh, you're going straight up targets.
Yeah, I am.
So, and you're going 5 to 4. So number 4 is Abdul Carter.
Yes.
And if he's not there, you draft Mason Graham.
That's right.
If they're both there, let's say.
Woo! You
go Abdul Carter.
I'd probably go Abdul Carter, although
if you're looking at them both at 4.
Yes, and we talked about this on Foxborough Rush that you all can check out on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and wherever else you get your podcast. Ching! But, when we talked about this, Mason Graham feels closer to being pro-ready right now, plug and play.
Yeah.
Where Abdul Carter still needs some development. It's got to bulk up a bit. But the reason I'm going him over Graham for the Patriots is because you need a game wrecker. This kid can be it.
Yep.
And 2, let's just be honest here. I mean, Graham has to work on his pass rushing ability. Abdul Carter is what this league needs.
Yep.
You have to have a quarterback. We know that. Check. Drake May. You have to be able to protect him. Patriots need to obviously work on that. But then you have to have someone who can get after the quarterback, who can rush the quarterback. Abdul Carter brings you that. So because pass rushers are premium in this league, I have them at 4. Who's 3rd?
3rd for me, Alaric Jackson. You need a good left tackle. It's been good the past 2 seasons for the Rams.
Yep.
doesn't let up a ton of pressures, doesn't get beat.
Yeah.
You're going to have to go into free agency and get someone. It's a huge area of need. I just need a proven commodity. He's 26 years old. So you give him, let's say, $27 million a year, $60 million guaranteed. That puts him top 3 paid for left tackles.
Yeah.
Give him a 5-year contract. That spreads out the AAV when it comes to the cap hit.
Yeah.
But give him the guaranteed money up front. Majority of it. You have to give real money. That's what helps, and that's how you can manipulate the cap. That is how we're talking about A.J. Brown off the top. That's how Howie Roseman's able to pay A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Jalen Hurts, and Saquon Barkley. That's how you're able to keep these cores together. Real money, that's what good owners spend. That's how the Chiefs keep paying Patrick Mahomes and creating cap space. They restructure. Here's more guaranteed money up front, dude. You're going to have to pay for it down the end. The cap hits are pushed down the road. But if the rings follow, which they have 3 times for the Chiefs, you're fine with it. It's a different way of doing deferred money if you think of it that way.
By the way, this comes on a day where Joe Burrow came out publicly and said, yeah, I'm willing to restructure to keep some of these guys I have and also bring in more guys. Now, we know the Bengals ownership group is an idiot.
But they already gave Joe Burrow real money.
They did, but I'm saying he's already, to your point, willing to restructure to help the team out. So I should have thought about that before he signed that contract. That's just me. I will agree with GM George. In fact, if you don't mind, my good sir, just read number 3 on my notes page, what I wrote there.
Okay.
GM George.
You took mine out of it. Nice. A good left tackle. That's it.
I mean, is it too much to ask?
Ronnie Stanley, Cam Robinson, Alaric Jackson.
Is it too much to ask? Just a good left tackle. I don't give a damn. You just said 7 names. You can have a "Hi, my name is" on your name tag. I don't care. Can you play left tackle? Come on in. Shut the door behind you. You're going to be here for a while.
Big upgrade from what they had last year.
Who's number 2 on your list?
Now number 2 is T. Higgins. See? I got Jaden and T.
The whole Higgins family.
I got all of them.
All right.
And same thing with Jaden. What I love about T, 6'4", 215, insane catch radius. He averages his catch rate over expected plus 7%. So basically 50-50 balls are 57-43. Let's round up, 60-40.
60-40.
But he's great in tight windows, really good catch radius, good route runner, good in the red zone, can be a deep ball receiver, and we've seen him step up when Jamar Chase hasn't been available. He is a wide receiver 1.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be a wide receiver 1 for every offense. No, he's a wide receiver 1 for you, and he's young. You'd have him age 26, 27, 28, 29 seasons. That's perfect. Pay him before the decline hits. That's it.
Yeah, listen, I'm going to go spoiler alert here and jump to my number 1 because T. Higgins is my number 1 while we're here. I mean, everything George said is the truth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, everything you said is the truth. I just have him at number 1 because I think he is capable of being a true number 1 wide receiver. He just happens to play with an all-world wide receiver across from him and Jamar Chase. So, if anything, that attracts T. Higgins to the Patriots more in the sense of now you bring in a guy, you pay him, but you're bringing him in and you're saying, prove to everyone you are a true number 1. This is your team now.
Yeah.
You and Drake May make it happen.
Yeah.
That's why I love T. Higgins. I would give him a blank check. I would give him the keys to a Brinks truck with Ben Affleck from the town riding shoddy and say, go crazy. Take all the money you want. Please, we need you here. Number 2 on my list is Travis Hunter. And so, I gave you T. Higgins already, but number 2 is Travis Hunter. And I've been on this from the beginning. I am still furious at Gerard Mayo for winning that damn meaningless season finale game when this team could have had the number 1 pick.
The Bills gave it to him, too.
Oh, my God. I would be showing up here to work at NESN, even when I'm not on camera, when I'm just prepping for the show and typing and printing out things, getting coffee, saying hi to people around the office. I would be in a Colorado Travis Hunter jersey if the Patriots had the first pick. I'd be in it every day until they took him number 1 overall because that's exactly what would happen. But they blew that too. So now I'm in a glass case of emotion because I don't really think he's going to be there at 4. But just in case he is on this list, I have him at 2 because he fills multiple needs. What does your roster need? Oh, yeah. Guys who can fill multiple needs. That's what this dude does. Shutdown corner, I believe, tomorrow in the NFL. I mean, he shows up. He's a shutdown corner immediately. Him and Gonzo together, my God. And then if you need a little pop on offense, who doesn't? If you need a big play here or there, a playmaker, I mean, bring the kid in. Let him provide that spark for you offensively. Travis Hunter will be an absolute grand slam for the Patriots. I just don't think he's going to be there where they draft.
Looking at a mock right now, it's Ward 1, Hunter 2, Shedeur Sanders 3. That's Chad Reuter of NFL Network, who we're going to have on Foxborough Rush, by the way.
I mean, that sounds about right. That sounds about right.
With my number 1, you don't have to worry about that first-round pick.
Oh.
You're not going to have it.
Trading it. Okay.
Micah Parsons.
Okay, it was one of two. It was him or it was Myles Garrett.
No, Micah Parsons.
Who's
He's much younger.
Yep.
26 years old. You're going to trade the 4th overall pick.
Yep.
Next year's 1st. Next year's 3rd. But also you're paying Micah Parsons. So maybe you don't have to give up a future 3rd. Maybe it's future 4th, which really is a 5th. You trade for him. You give him a 6-year contract, 5 real years. So you're going to be paying him through he's 31 years old.
Right.
$90 million guaranteed.
Woo!
$110 million all in guaranteed, which would be the highest out of all edge rushers.
Highest paid defensive player.
$175 million total value.
God.
And that's giving you the $30 million range of an AAV. But the key thing is a guaranteed money, and you know what you get with Micah Parsons, the real effing deal.
Yeah, for sure. It's a lot of cabbage, but it's worth every penny.
And so you're going to have Micah Parsons opposite of a Bryce Huff.
Right.
With Christian Barmore and Keon White inside.
Yeah.
Maybe Keon White and Darius Alexander. Maybe Christian Barmore and Deion Walker, talking to draft prospects in Walker and Alexander.
Sure.
You have Micah Parsons, line them up all over and just, hey, go make a play.
I love that. What do you think? Email us at chat@nesn.com. We want to know your top 5 off-season targets for the Patriots. You can also tweet at us with the hashtag NESNChat as well. Georgia, when we come back, let's talk about Kevin Durant making a little NBA history. In fact, the NBA season, I mean, we're right here at the All-Star break at this point, and the question is, will the Celtics repeat and claim banner 19? You can find everything about the NBA and its culture on NESN's basketball podcast, Hold My Banner. It's available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and wherever else podcasts are found. All right, G Bizzle, let's get into what's trending. 3 stories, 3 minutes each. We break it down, and we never go over the timer. We respect the buzzer.
So much.
It's what we do.
It's like what I look at. It's my North Star. Look at me. I'm not talking. The buzzer sounded. I made sure to stop and let the buzzer get its sound off.
It's my North Star is my favorite line in the show.
I love the buzzer. All right,
here we go. Kevin
Durant. My favorite
Durant.
buzzer. It's the best buzzer.
Kevin Durant becomes the fastest since Michael Jordan to score 30,000 career points in the NBA. 8th player in NBA history to reach that milestone. I mean, neither one of us are shocked that the guy did this. So let's talk legacy. Let's spend this time talking legacy with this guy. First of all, it's not over. He could and should, in my opinion, ring chase, which many people would say he did already, going to Golden State in his prime. But I feel like because you did that is your legacy. So why not at the end of your career when you still – I don't think he's washed. He's not as good defensively as he was in his prime, but offensively he can still get you a bucket. I think Kevin Durant should ring chase. I honestly do. I thought – I didn't like the reports that he wasn't interested in going back to Golden State. Listen, I don't know if they win a title, but him and Steph right now with Draymond, that's something in the West. You can compete with that, and then maybe if you can add in the offseason. And we'll see now because it's Steph and Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
But I didn't love the signaling of not being willing to go back to Golden State. It makes me feel like Kevin Durant is not going to ring chase.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's just going to play wherever he's at and get buckets.
I mean, it's amazing that he's the 3rd fastest player ever to get to 30,000 points. He lost 2019 due to injury. 2022, he missed about half a season. And 2021, I believe, he basically missed 2 full seasons.
Yeah.
3rd fastest player to get to 30,000 points. And our producer, Ante, pointed out to me, too, every time he hit the 10,000 threshold, he got more efficient. His field goal percentage went up, and he just became better as an offensive player. But he made it to 30,000 in less time than only 2 players, and it's Wilt Chamberlain and Michael Jordan in the history of the NBA.
Dominance.
And when I hear this, I just think, where does he end up? He's 36 years old. He loves hooping. He doesn't play above the rim, so he could play for a long time. This is a guy, I think he's got 4 or 5 years left in him.
Ring chase.
1,500 to 2,000 points left, though. I'm just thinking he's going to be 3rd all time in scoring.
Does he get another ring? Does he care?
I don't know, man.
It doesn't.
I don't know
seem
what
like
he
it.
wants.
I know.
He keeps going to teams. Loved it in OKC at the end, wasn't happy, but then he left, of course, and that's fine. You leave, but then he's not happy with the Warriors. He's not happy in Brooklyn, wants everyone fired, and now he's going to leave Phoenix. Yeah. He's just not happy wherever he goes. And that's in Brooklyn where you're like, I got Kyrie and James. Woo! What do you think was going to happen?
Still wasn't.
Fire everybody. It's before the season, after signing an extension, before that season, he asked for everyone to be fired. Like, what is going on at this point?
Where can he ring chase? Listen, I'm going to be honest. You would have to give up young talent to get him, so maybe it changes your makeup.
San Antonio.
No, well, yeah. That's one, too.
Houston.
I was going to say Houston because they need scoring so bad.
Yeah.
San Antonio would be a look.
I mean, Wemby can shoot. He'll have the spacing.
Yeah, Wemby, him, De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? That's a nasty big three right there.
Let Wemby be the guy.
Is San Antonio better fit in your mind than Houston?
No, I think Houston's better fit. They need more spacing still.
Yeah.
Be the man. A little better defensively, but you're playing with a D point and Wemby.
Right.
I just like let Wemby be his guy. Don't bring in Kevin Durant.
Right.
There's a thing of like everywhere he goes, he ends up just leaving it on fire behind him.
Facts. All right, there's a new NBA app on Vision Pro where apparently, as you can see here for our viewing audience,
insane.
You can watch live basketball as a tabletop projection. I mean, somewhere, little kid Travis is watching the Jetsons right now because this is insane to me. Although I will say, for our listening audience, as we do look at this,
it looks like a video game.
It doesn't really look that cool to me.
Yeah.
It really does look like 2K. Like I can just play that anytime I want.
But you know what that's big for if you're watching it this way, like students of the game with that POV they get. But also, I mean, this view too for the listening audience, it's as if you're at the top of the 100 levels or like middle of like the 200 levels in blank arena. So without paying the ticket to get to an NBA game, that's the same view you'd have in person, which I think is really cool. What's stopping you from putting on these Vision Pros, have the game on your table, and then the game on the TV?
I just think probably my attention span. I don't think I'm Listen, I have a hard time with a one-track mind. If I have one thing to do, I really have to lean in and concentrate and focus.
Yeah.
I can't. If it's 19 things going on, you lost me. I can't do it.
Yep.
Between the TV, the tablet, now you're telling me I got to put on goggles to go into imaginary land. It's too much. I can't do it.
And then you got to put in Bluey for the kids too.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you bring them up because I want to go here. So we were at FanFest at Fenway, right?
Okay. Yeah.
You remember?
Yeah.
And so
I was with you. Oh yeah, that's right.
Well, we did a show together. But you left after our show. Yep. I stayed with the kids, right? Yep. So my son does these VR goggles. And I'm like, we wait in line forever.
Of course.
He gets up there, he puts them on, and he is like in heaven. He's in baseball heaven. And I'm like, bro, I gotta see. Like, give me those goggles. I put them on. You're in Fenway.
Yep.
Like it was unbelievable. Mm-hmm. So this stuff, I mean, look, if you had told me a long time ago that cars would be driving themselves now, right? I would be like, yeah, okay, sure. What's next? Pigs are flying, and sure enough, we're here. Like there's cars that pick people up and take you wherever you want to go with no driver attached. So I guess this will work out. I don't know if it's for me, though, George. I'll be honest.
I think it's sick. I mean, the NBA product in person is great. And I like that POV. When you're high up enough, you can see everything play out on the court. Yeah. I wouldn't be opposed to this.
It's a cheaper alternative than some of these ticket prices were.
Exactly. How much is a Vision Pro?
By the way, there's no price you can name that would scare me away because if you add up all the tickets you would have had to buy to go to Celtics games, ain't no damn way it's more than just paying this one time.
It's a mortgage.
Never mind.
$3,500.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be a part of. But hey, good luck. Good luck, Vision Pro. I stand corrected.
We are not their audience. I can't. You know what you do when you put on the Vision Pros? I can't see poor. They wouldn't be able to see me, so no shots fired.
I stand corrected. I will not be purchasing you. There is a price you could name that would scare me away, and George did. Mavericks Governor Patrick Dumont booed at the Mavs game. Yeah. We actually have the sound here, courtesy of Fox 4 in Dallas. Let's listen to this guy get booed mercifully. That's great.
2 shots. Come on,
Daps up a guy wearing the Luka jersey. So the best part of all that, I'm asked our director if he could kind of play the end of the clip without audio. Jay, I know I'm throwing a lot on you. He's walking. He daps up a guy in a Luka jersey. He sits down and he goes, "Is that for me?" Buddy two to his right goes, "Yup." He goes, "Is that for me?" He goes, "Yup." And then he goes, "Really?" And he pointed to himself. How dumb can you be? You traded away. Look at this right here.
This.
Sits down.
Watch
There's no
confusion.
idea. Is that for me?
Is that for
Yup.
me?
The guy two to his left. Is that for me? Points to himself. Yup. And he goes, "Really?"
Damn.
How dumb can you be? But this is the guy that the owners now of the Mavericks, majority owners, is the Adelson and Dumont family. He's Dumont.
Yeah.
He married into the Adelson family, who just owned casinos abroad, internationally.
He married into that money.
Married into it.
Okay.
Someone passed away. He became COO and now the heir to the empire. He literally had to marry his way. There's like Nepo, and then there's like Nepo marriage way to get your money.
Sure.
And that just shows like how out of touch you have to be. You walk down, you sit courtside, and he goes, "Is that for me?" It's like, do you know what you signed off on?
Yeah.
Do you know what you let Nico Harrison get away with? Also, Nico could win a ring with his boy Anthony Davis.
Well, listen, George did it. I'm going to do the same damn thing. Jay, if we could get that again with no audio, because I noticed you saw everyone outside of one person I was fixated on.
Boy in the hat?
Yes.
The guy in the hat?
Yes. There was a brother right next to him in a cowboy hat. And as my man is confused of the booing, the brother goes, "Yeah, fool, you traded Luka."
He's just like, why am I sitting next to him? What am I doing here? Yeah, it's hard to miss that cowboy hat. I was just fixated on the guy going, "Yep."
Yeah.
Yep.
You traded
He's
Luka,
like, "Really?"
idiot.
And he was like, "Shut up."
I mean, look.
You also see there was Fire Nico signs,
Of course.
and they escorted the fans out. They kicked him out for holding Fire Nico signs.
So much for a free country. Listen, I'll be honest. If AD, because this past weekend I was watching him, he was balling out of his mind.
And then he strained his adductor.
Bro, he had a full stat line by halftime.
Yep.
It was amazing. And then no contact. Oh, goes down.
Yep.
Hurt again.
Yep.
So AD.
Yep.
And this is why the fans are like, what the hell? Like, if AD stayed healthy, how many times have we said that ever in his career? But if he stayed healthy, he had the game he had, okay, maybe you're starting to stomach it a little more. You're still upset, but you're starting to stomach it. But oh no, typical AD shows your greatness, hurt in 5 seconds. At the buzzer. That was pretty good.
That was good.
By the way, Taylor Swift had the same kind of reaction when she got booed at the Super Bowl. She was like,
At least she was able to laugh it off.
"Is that for me?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on?
Yeah, guys, I should make music.
Is that for me? Yeah. Your boyfriend is washed, and he plays on the Ops.
If I'd be aghast.
Right. There are Eagles fans in the building, and I think she was an Eagles fan
They're
before him.
they're booing me?
Did you say find me a guy?
No, if I'd be aghast. Clutches the pearls. They're booing me? Me?
I love this guy.
You see what the Swifties did, too?
I know.
To
I saw.
C.J. Gardner Johnson's mom's business?
Saw. That was rude.
Crazy, bro.
That was rude.
Don't
All he
mess with
did
the
was
Army.
voice his opinion. You can't do that anymore.
Just go at him. Don't go at his mom's business.
I know. All right, we'll talk some Red Sox
I'm a big
spring
Google
training.
review guy too, but you don't do. There has to be honor in the reviews.
Facts.
I give fair reviews.
You do.
I don't only give good reviews. I give bad reviews.
Yeah.
They really have to deserve it.
I've seen you write a stern email or two, but they earned it.
Look up Tim Hortons in the Toronto airport and look up my review.
Oh,
That's my most severe review I've ever given.
okay. I may have to read this.
But I've also look up. I forget the name of the place down in Canton. Phenomenal hibachi.
All right.
So I'm fair on both sides.
Let's see how you review Red Sox spring training.
But
when
I
we
don't
come
go at
back.
anyone's mothers.
You can enter
Business.
the chat too. Whether
That's
you have
unfair.
a
Leave
question.
a review for Enter the Chat.
Hey, we'll take it. Whether it's a question about your favorite team, you need life advice, you want to send us a Yelp review, something you need to get off your chest, bring it. We're here for you. Tweet at us using the hashtag NESN Chat. You can also email the chat at NESN.com. We want to hear from you.
I would like not the repurpose, a little add to that email.
Okay.
Restaurant recommendations, or if you're seeking them.
Yeah.
I'm a foodie.
That's a good call.
Give me your best spots: Somerville, Salem,
That's a good call.
Gloucester, Quincy, anywhere.
That's a good call.
Southie,
Yeah.
South End.
Yeah.
Just give me.
You know what I want to do is have like a best wings of New England competition, and I'd love to.
You
be
know
a
where
judge.
it starts and ends.
Buffs.
Yeah.
But
Hey,
I would like to see.
We still got to try them all.
Like in my mind, Buffs has a championship belt.
But
there's a lot of who's coming to fight? I want to see some contenders.
Who wants to take on Roman Reigns?
That's right. Fair. Bingo. Absolutely. All right. Craig Breslow spoke about the Red Sox current roster, and he was asked quite simply, are they good enough to make a playoff push? Which, George, it's a fair question. Take a listen.
Currently constructed, do you think this is a playoff team right now?
I do. Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Okay, simply stated there.
To the point.
I agree with him. Listen, George, you and I have talked about this on several shows we do here in NESN over the last couple of years. And it always is sort of the same song and dance in a way of, damn, they're just so close. Can they make a move at the deadline? And the answer has really been no. You know, it's been very small, minor moves. It hasn't been anything major. They never quite get over the hump. They're never as good in the second half of the season as they look promising in the first half of the season. They sort of fade down the stretch, although, to their credit, they are in that wild card hunt, that wild card race late into the regular season.
Yeah.
But now I still want one more move. I've kind of sort of given up on Bregman because I just think he wants too long of a deal. And I agree with the Red Sox there. I'm not willing to go long-term with this guy. He's at an older age. It's a ton of miles on him. And he gets banged up. So I'm with them. I don't want to get stuck with that contract. Now we're hearing Nolan Arenado. And by the way, if Bregman, which so far he's seen, that market's not what he thought it would be. So if Bregman sort of, that's why they call it a negotiation. If he takes a shorter deal, then I'm back in. I mean, honestly, I'll be running up and down naked around Fenway. I'll be so happy to get the guy. But now we're hearing Nolan Arenado rumors. They could be going in that direction instead of the Bregman direction. Either way, I bring all this up because I'm one move away from feeling completely comfortable with the offseason. But in the end, I think they make that move, whatever it is, and I think this team finally gets over the hump, gets into the wild card. What say you?
He was asked, is this a playoff team?
He was asked straight up.
And what's the wild card? Is that the playoffs?
Yeah.
If you get in a wild card series, are you making the playoffs?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. They are. Now, if you want a solidified AL East contender, can be beyond the wild card, need to add to the bullpen, need to add a righty bat to that lineup. But this is a team we've seen go 81 and 81. 81 and 81. Made a massive upgrade to the rotation by bringing in Garrett Crochet. Walker Buehler seems expensive, is a flyer. If he can get back to his production from 2 years ago, and I'm just talking innings pitched alone, that is a sneaky good rotation and what he adds to it. And I keep saying it with them all, it's a trickle-down effect. What does that do for Tanner Houck? What does it do for Brian Bayo? What does it do for Cutter Crawford? This team, if they win 88 games, that's a wild card team in my opinion. And they certainly have the pitching to do so. They've upgraded defensively. They've gotten better as we've seen as they go on defensively, but they need that right-hand bat because I can't see the top four. Let's go top five hitters.
Okay.
If it's Duran, Devers, Casas, Story, Masataka Yoshida, that is four lefties and one righty. And the one righty's Trevor Story. Can he be dependable? Can he be there for them? I don't know.
Sure.
There needs to be a big right-handed bat added. Is that Alex Bregman? Is that trading for a Vlad Jr. at the deadline? Is that, and signing your Bregman, Nolan Arenado on a down year? Do you get him into a new setting away from the Cardinals and with the Red Sox? Does that waken him up? And Nolan Arenado would be a massive defensive upgrade at third. And then you can do a lot. Then there's also what do you get at second? Is it Vaughn Grissom?
Right.
What do you get when Christian Campbell gets called up? Marcelo Meyer. You know, those guys that can provide pop, especially with Christian Campbell. That's, again, the right-handed bat. There's Roman Anthony and Marcelo Meyer are lefties. This is an 87 and 90 win team, and I'm projecting the prospects that come up, make an addition, make an impact, which is a heavy ask.
Yeah, it is.
Need more for the bullpen, need a right-handed bat.
But we've been hearing about these prospects, how good they are, so it's not really that heavy of an ask. The expectations are there.
But what's a prospect?
Yeah, right.
It's that.
It's
not potential. It's only potential. It's not potential met.
Right.
Prospects are prospects, end of the day.
But once upon a time, Duran was a prospect.
Yes.
And my God.
Took him a few years, though.
It took him a few years. It did take him a few years.
Yeah, it wasn't immediate impact.
Right. All right, we want to hear from you, too. Email us at chat@nesn.com. You can also tweet at us with the hashtag NESNChat. We want to hear about your Red Sox sort of prediction and expectations for the season as we're here now at spring training. George, I went ahead and sort of ranked the AL East, and I just want to run this by you and get your thoughts. So I have the Blue Jays in last again. I just think this team is going to be selling assets. At this point, I'm actually looking at them, and I'm selfishly like, hey, Red Sox, can you get involved in the Vlad Jr. stuff? Because I think they're going to start selling off pieces here. Kudos to them. I've lost money betting on the Blue Jays over the years because they have accumulated so much talent, but they just keep falling short over and over again. It's clearly not working. I think this year really sets in for them that we got to sell off all these and start the rebuild. The good news for them is they have the talent to sell off to start the rebuild.
Yeah.
So I think the Blue Jays, I have them in last. I have the Rays next. They're always solid. Even when you think they're going to be bad, they're solid. When you think they're going to be good, they're just solid. But they're boring AF, and I think they're likely around 500 again, which they were last season. This is where I have a dip. I have the Orioles in third now. And the reason why is because it feels like a year ago in the offseason, they went for it.
Corbin Burns,
we're going all in. I thought this could work because it's a young team learning how to win. It didn't work. But I actually thought all they need to do now is run it back or add to. They couldn't do it. They lose Burns. He goes to the Diamondbacks. That was a huge mistake. I think the Orioles are still sort of trying to figure it all out, trying to figure out how to win. That's where I have the Red Sox leapfrogging them.
Yeah.
I think the Sox now, again, I still need another move. I still need one more. George is telling you the same thing. But if they can stay healthy, and that's any team in the league, that's just not Red Sox. That's any team. If they can stay healthy, George, I think they're deeper. I think they're more talented than they've been in the past few years. I believe that gets them over the hump. There's no Alex Cora contract talk and all that nonsense hanging over this team. I think the Sox make the wild card. And then I still have the Yankees, you know, the creme de la creme in the division, maybe even the AL. But it's sort of a different feel, George, now because they lose Soto. They're more pitching, kind of leaning on the pitching, more defensive, sort of a lower scoring, more boring defensive type Yankee team, but they're still the best in the division.
They're still dipping Jack bats, and they're relying on Aaron Judge.
Yes.
But when you have Garrett Cole, Max Fried, and Devin Williams, you have two aces, and Devin Williams, one of the best, if not the best closer in baseball, bullpen arm. You only score 2 runs, it's fine, because they're not going to score a ton against you. My 5 through 1, I go Rays, Jays, but I agree with you. It's 4 or 5. Who cares? I go Red Sox still at 3 because think of this Orioles team with the postseason experience. Do they get something out of a Jackson Holiday? Can he actually be an everyday major leaguer now instead of the go up? Oh man, we made mistakes, send him back down. Get the confidence be there, and that's just a good offensive team. They just need to put it all together and stay hot in the playoffs. That's why I just can't put the Red Sox ahead of the Orioles yet. The Orioles have been there and they have proven it. The Red Sox, it's a thing of I'm not just saying it because it's missing. It's they need an actual DH and they need an actual right-handed bat.
Sure.
Masataka Yoshida, he can be serviceable in spots, but you just simply can't have a DH that lacks that type of power that just simply rolls bats, that hits over and pulls all the time and just isn't consistent and doesn't have an impact defensively or really on the base path. You need someone just like I'm not asking too much of like the old school vision of a DH. Yeah. Go up there, be the big bat, hit 35 home runs, hit 30 home runs a year. Be that power bat, middle lineup that teams have to pitch around and you set the rest of your guys up. So I still have the Red Sox at 3. Okay. I have Orioles 2, Yankees 1. And it goes back to the playoff conversation of their playoff team right now. The tough thing is the Royals and the Tigers were playoff teams.
Yeah. And
the Tigers are going, exactly. They're both going to get better. Orioles have a big loss losing Corbin Burns. I mean, he went to an 89-win Diamondbacks team. If the D-backs are in the AL, they're in the playoffs.
Sure.
That's a playoff team there.
Yep.
That's a big loss, but it's more of just, well, the Red Sox made additions. Can they improve? It is, can they beat out the teams that are atop of them? Orioles, Royals, Tigers. We can see if the Mariners finally put it back all together.
I'm out on them.
What happens with the Astros? Yeah. Is it a reset for them that they're going to go through?
Right.
What happens with the Guardians? What happens with the Yankees?
Sure. You know what's crazy? When you brought up the Tigers, anytime I go to see the latest on Alex Bregman, it's always the same 3 teams. It's the Cubs, it's the Red Sox, and it's the Tigers. And I'm like, damn it. You know, this is the issue sometimes is you almost have to play keep away from your ops. So if Bregman goes to the Tigers, they just got a lot better because similar to the Red Sox, young team trying to figure it out. I mean, hell, if he goes to the Tigers, that's advantage Tigers. And that hurts the Sox when it comes down to these wild card races. So some of this stuff, yes, you're trying to bolster your lineup. You're trying to bolster your team. What does this guy bring to my team? Of course that matters. But there's also the caveat where you have to look and you have to think, okay, not only do we have him, but we're keeping him away from a Tigers, from a this team, from a that team, even the Astros. He could go back to the Astros. That could potentially hurt the Red Sox if we're talking wild card. So some of this stuff is, yes, you get better, but it's also keeping him away from teams that could hurt your playoff chances. Does that make sense?
Yeah. The Red Sox have improved desperately where they needed to. I'm not going to try and undersell this Garrett Crochet, but it just shows the fine line between making the postseason and not. And that can be if this team makes a jump to 90 wins, but you see improvements throughout the AL and other spots, and 90 isn't enough. And it could just be right there on the cutoff. 89 is not enough in the National League. There's nothing that tells you it wouldn't be the case in the AL. It's where other teams improve and what they need to get done. That's where, and I agree, like Craig Breslow, is this a playoff team? Yes, because the wild card is a playoff berth. That gets you into the postseason. All you got to do is get in.
Yeah.
All you got to do is get into the big dance. And then whoever you end up with at the end, that's it. But this team needs to add more. And I don't think they're done.
You are so right about 80 wins and wild cards. I'm just looking at the standings from last season. O's had 91.
Yeah.
Royals had 86. Tigers had 86. Mariners, who just missed out, 85.
Yeah.
Twins, 82. Red Sox, 81. I mean,
and then what's the NL? What was the NL wild card?
For wild card,
that should have been 90 wins.
93, 89.
Yep.
89. Diamondbacks missed. They
With
had
89. Yeah.
And then Cardinals, 83. Yeah, you're right. Man, what a competitive league. God, it's baseball season, baby.
It's competitive.
Woo!
Yeah, but at the end.
What?
Dodgers.
Bro, you think again?
They added Blake Snell. Just one of the moves.
I'm so sick of that, man. Well, coming up, we play matchmaker with an NFL legend. Such a buzzkill at the end of the day.
I know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You just had to go and ruin it with
I'm sorry.
Dodgers.
Hey, they're in the NL.
Yeah, I know.
They are in the NL.
Hey, Dodgers Red Sox World Series.
That'd be
Baseball gods.
Dodgers against the Red Sox. Come on.
Want the latest on the Patriots and the NFL? We'll tell you what Mike Vrabel and the Pats should do with the 4th pick in the NFL draft on NESN's football podcast, Foxborough Rush. George and I are there. Yep. It's available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and wherever else podcasts are found. Bro, if baseball went back-to-back, so you get Yankees, Dodgers, and then Red Sox, Dodgers, are you kidding me? Ratings in those World Series back-to-back would be insane. All we would need, though, is a Red Sox upset. That's all.
Need another add to the bullpen. Need a right-handed bat. Maybe one more starting pitcher.
You may need more than that.
I'm not talking World Series. I'm thinking about getting there, not beating the Dodgers.
Fair. All right.
Talking wild card for 10 minutes, and you're just throwing World Series win at me.
So I'm going to be honest with you. This is George's idea because
we got it up.
You know, I'm done with this guy, Aaron Rodgers. I've been done. I was done before.
He ain't done with football.
I was done before he chose the Jets. I was pretty much when he forced his way out of Green Bay with that young, talented roster he had and a great young coach in Matt LaFleur. I was like, bro, why are you unhappy? You can never be happy. That's what I saw. You were non-committal to the Packers. You drug them through the mud. And you want to go to the Jets? I was out like Shark Tank. For that, I'm out. But George is obsessed with him. He picked the Jets to make the playoffs. He thought Rodgers would be the bee's knees. Wrong. And now he can't let go. I've done everything with George. I mean, I've told him to let him go. I've tried an intervention with George. He can't do it. He can't quit Aaron Rodgers. Go ahead.
That was the weirdest day of my life, too, that intervention.
I walked into
the studio. I'm like, Grandma?
I'm trying to be a friend.
You've been dead for 30 years.
I brought her back to try to tell you to leave Rodgers alone. But here we are talking about Aaron yet again. Go ahead.
All right. So, Trav, I want you to treat this like Bumble, Tinder, Hinge.
You know damn well I've been married for 10 years.
I know.
I
I'm
got
just
no
saying.
damn Bumble.
I just want you to swipe left or right. Just give me a yes or no.
All right.
And give me your gut reaction.
All right, fine.
All right, here's my first match for you.
All right.
The Steelers.
Oh.
Oh, okay. You're swiping right.
Okay. I'm swiping right.
Okay.
But I'm getting in couples therapy immediately with Mike Tomlin and Rodgers before you even go on a date. We're sitting down in couples therapy because those two feel like the odd couple, and I don't think it'll work.
Yeah.
But maybe if they're on the same page, then I can get behind it.
You just point to Mike Tomlin. Whatever he says, you do.
That's it. But can Rodgers do that,
no,
George?
No. So they're not a match, in my opinion. I'm
All
swiping left. The Colts. Your Colts.
Yeah, I love the Colts.
Your Indianapolis Colts.
I'm going to swipe left because I'm probably the only person not in Anthony Richardson's family who believes in him. And I think bringing in Aaron Rodgers completely stunts that growth.
Yes.
I'm willing to give this kid another season, full season. Can you stay healthy? You're a starter. I'm not benching you for 150-year-old Joe Flacco or anyone else. So I'm going to swipe left and roll with Richardson. This is his last chance, so I will acknowledge that.
And this is also a last chance for head coach and GM, though.
That's right.
They're desperate.
Yeah, that's
true. I wouldn't
true.
rule it out.
Yeah,
but this is what Aaron Rodgers has to be, the one that swipes in the right direction as well. Of he's going to want to go to a playoff team. I don't think there's any contending teams out there, but we'll get to them.
Okay.
All right, here's the next one.
All right.
The Raiders.
You know what? I'll swipe right here.
Okay.
I actually think technically this is the best fit, even though I said the Steelers could work. I think the Raiders makes more sense because they already have a bridge head coach and Pete Carroll that's not going to be there long. Rodgers won't be there long. You can sell tickets. It's a S show. It's a circus, and that's what Vegas does. So I think it makes sense in Vegas, yes.
Would he be able to be second fiddle to Tom Brady?
What?
Would he be able to be in Tom Brady's shadow?
Tom Brady ain't playing no damn games for the Raiders.
He's still the owner, and Rodgers is still a narcissist.
Tom Brady may not want Aaron Rodgers. That's what you really need to be asking.
All right, here's the next one.
All right.
The Vikings.
No, they got to get to this kid.
They're a quarterback away, man.
No, they're not.
I said at the deadline this past season,
trade away from what?
Trade for Matt Stafford. What was Sam Darnold in the playoffs? What was Sam Darnold in the playoffs? A complete pumpkin. I had to buy you lunch because of Sam Darnold. You put Matt Stafford in that system with that receiver.
That lunch was good, too.
I know it was. I enjoyed it, too. I made sure to get myself.
Can J.J. McCarthy get a chance?
But you know what? This roster you have to capitalize on it now. While you still have Brian Flores as your DC. While you still have Justin Jefferson under contract.
Bro, no.
Right now.
Swiping left.
All right.
Is it left if you don't like it? Left.
I forget.
I don't know.
Panthers?
Why? No. Bryce Young showed you he can actually play.
Bridge quarterback.
Oh, my God. Bridge to what? You got a kid that can play.
This coach did not. Can he?
Yes.
Can he?
Bro, they were like one of the hottest teams in the league at the end of the season.
Yeah,
if I'm a Panthers fan.
That was Chuba Hubbard, not Bryce Young. Can he play?
No, that's not true. Don't do that. Bryce Young played fine. This team was fine at the end of last year. If I'm a Panthers fan, I'm excited about this season. You know what I'm not excited? You know what keeps me up at night? In cold sweats and nightmares? The thought of Aaron Rodgers walking through that door. Plus Rodgers in Carolina. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. Those people will run him out of town. Them Southerners, they ain't rocking with Rodgers.
Well, probably, honestly, I think he might be the best thing for Dave Tepper. Here's ayahuasca, buddy. Relax. You're not going to wake up for 4 days. You'll be a new man. Dave Tepper wakes up.
What's the next team?
I'm going to buy the Salvation Army. I don't know why Salvation Army.
Right.
Staying in New York.
What is wrong with you?
The Giants.
Oh.
They need a quarterback.
Yeah, they do. Okay.
They have a desperate head coach. They have a desperate GM.
I will swipe right here.
Oh.
However.
They have an owner that's dumb enough.
I know. However.
Dumb enough.
I agree with everything.
Okay.
The only trepidation is I think they're going to end up taking one of these QBs, Cam Ward or Shadur. And then if that's the case, I don't want any part of it.
All right.
I don't want any part of it.
Ready for this next one because people don't know what they're going to do with their quarterback.
All right.
The Los Angeles Rams. I've heard Matt Stafford to the Jets, Aaron Rodgers to the Rams.
Oh, please. Stafford to the Jets is laughable. However,
I think the reverse is too. Why would the Rams get worse?
Well,
voluntarily.
No, I think
yes.
Here's where I'll swipe right. Actually, I'll shock you with this one. If Stafford announces I'm retiring, then Rodgers to the Rams makes a lot of sense.
But if Stafford is still playing and you pick Rodgers, okay.
No.
Ready for this one?
Yeah.
Childhood dreams, baby. The 49ers. Look at that cute little kid, man.
I mean, yeah.
This is literally like don't do drugs. This is the advertisement right here.
He was cute before some poor life decisions. Look, I'm swiping left.
You're going to get $40 million of Brock Purdy?
Right, and that's where I'm at. I'm swiping left because it's like either trade Purdy or pay him. And my gut is they're going to end up paying him. I'm not saying it's the right move, but I think Purdy's about to get paid. I don't think Rodgers is going to.
Last two teams are a quarterback away. This one is too. Ready for my last one?
All right.
The Green Bay Packers.
Oh, stop. Come on. What are we doing? Really? Really? You think he's going back to Green Bay?
Do you think they want him back?
You think he misses cheese curds?
Do you think they want him back? Let's be real.
He's like, man, I really miss that spotted cow.
I was just so excited for it.
No shot.
You're going to keep living with Jordan Love and his turnovers?
I don't love Jordan Love. I need to see a little more dog out of that kid. I'm not seeing it.
I know.
I know you love him. I did love him until this last playoff run. Then I said,
You know what the issue is with him is that he wants to go to a team that is a contender.
Yeah.
And in the mix, and is a quarterback away.
Yeah.
But the teams that are a quarterback away aren't going to want him. The best I could think of, Steelers, but like he doesn't move the needle enough for them. And then if you look at the NFC, Vikings, they're not going to do it. Packers, they're not going to do it.
Well,
and the Packers are going to ride with their guy.
Again.
The Seahawks?
Again. Seahawks could work. Again,
West Coast?
Just a review.
He's going to want his cake and eat it too, and he can't.
Just a review.
No playoff team's going to want him.
You need Aaron Rodgers rehab, and one of the reasons why is because you think he is a quarterback away. He can go to a team that's quarterback away and win. And I am here to tell you he is washed.
He's not. Look at me. I'm coming around. He thinks that he could go to a team that's quarterback away and help him win. He thinks that. The issue is he's going to bring Nathaniel Hackett with him. He's going to bring the hot boys with him.
Oh.
The Shroom boys.
For George Malecki and Travis Thomas, screw you, Aaron Rodgers, and thank you for rolling with us on Boston Has Entered the Chat. Till next time, when we ask you to enter it again, peace.